The last time we played on this account was October 8th, 2019, which was exactly 537 days ago. 537 days ago I said to myself, wow, this account sucks ass. Even though I was just about to become a young daddy. But since 2019, many things that I enjoyed about this game has been destroyed by both JJX and their horrible polling system, forcing me to come back to my Ironman and finish what I once started, which was completing a bunch of shitty quests. But fortunately for us, there is a new RuneLite plugin known as the Quest Helper, which makes completing quests actually kind of fun and much easier. Can you believe that, boys? Before you knew it, I was slapping up the Fremennik trials with the quickness, which gave us some massive gains. And also unlocked our new best in slot helmet, which was none other than the almighty Berserker helm. Wow. Needless to say, I was proud. But not proud enough. I needed more. So I set out to complete one of the hardest quests in the history of RuneScape, Monkey Madness, which would also unlock one of our best in slot melee weapons, the Dragon Scimitar. But completing this quest was not going to be any easy task, so I had to call up some of my savage and loyal goons for some extra protection. I had my goons clapping up these zombie monkeys as I walked through the underground tunnel, providing me with some extra security. Especially because I only had 40 prayer, which meant I couldn't use protect from melee. And in this tunnel, not having protect from melee could be a life or death situation. And believe me boys, when you're on an Ironman account, you do not want to die. Especially when you are a savage much like myself. With the help of my savage goons and the Savage Quest Helper plugin, I was fighting the final boss of the Monkey Madness quest in a matter of no time, which was none other than a jungled demon. Since I didn't have any prayer potions, I decided to use a classic tactic, which was to let the gnomes get the demon down to low HP. And right before he dies I'll come in and earth blast him across the bridge. Clap up that demon gnome boys, clap up that bitch-ass demon. Send him back to the lake of fire with the quickness. Just as my gnome brothers were about to clap up this jungle demon, I came in at the last second and delivered some of the most epic earth blasts that I had ever seen in my entire life. Sit down you jungle clown, sit down. I then returned to King Node Shireen and let him know that I had completed the quest. And he rewarded me with some shiny diamonds. And also granted us access to wielding the almighty Dragon Scimitar, which will be our best in slot melee weapon for quite some time. My goodness boys, I'm not gonna lie, our Ironman account is beginning to look like a true big chest daddy. But not daddy enough. I knew I needed to accomplish more. So I set out to the Barbarian Assault mini-game, where I would be spending the next 6 hours trying to unlock the Fighter Torso, which would be our best in slot plate body in terms of strength bonus and style bonus. And believe me when I tell you that the Barbarian Assault mini-game was and always will be big time garbage. And I was thankful once it was finally over. Even though I know that I will need to return back to this dreadful place to unlock more items in the future. But for right now all I'm focusing on unlocking is the Fighter Torso. Shout out to all the goons who were on my team as we took down the Penance Queen like a level 2 chicken. All together it took us about 3.5 hours, but we finally reached enough points to get us our Fighter Torso, and believe me when I tell you, it was 100% worth it. Check out that chiseled chest, boys. I'm beginning to look like a true daddy alpha. Gains after gains after gains. But it still wasn't enough. I needed more. So I set out to complete the Death Plateau quest, which unlocked our new best in slot boots. Known as climbing boots. Seriously, boys? The boots? Oh yeah, boys. I could climb anything with these boots, boys. And that's just a solid fact. After that I started the Recipe for Disaster quest, where I had completed a few more crappy little quests, which unlocked our new best in slot gloves, which were iron gloves. And even though usually these gloves would be considered big time garbage, but for an Iron Man, they are actually pretty badass. And I was proud of them. The more gains I made on this account, the more I realized I was wasting away my one and only real life. But I didn't care, because I am a robot. But if I was a human, I would feel pretty pathetic. But when it comes to real life and old school RuneScape, I think it's obvious which one matters more. Spider-Face the Great is without a doubt the best Iron Man in the history of time. Step aside Swampoletics. There's a new sheriff in town. And his name is Daddy Spider-Face the Great. I then wasted another 5 hours of my life playing the Soul Wars minigame for 300 points, where I purchased 10 loot crates. And believe me when I tell you, I made some massive bank loot. Look at all that loot, boys. These items are huge for an Iron Man account. Every single one of them is going to benefit the future of Spider-Face the Great. And I knew that if I wanted to be a true legend, then I would need to obtain one of the most epic items in all of the lands, which was none other than the Dragon Defender. For some players, obtaining the Dragon Defender takes a couple hours. And for others, it takes weeks. Maybe even years. Finally, after a long and grueling 4.5-hour battle with these Cyclops, we finally were able to achieve our Dragon Defender, which will be our best in slot shield as far as strength and attack bonus. And it will also be the final upgrade for our armor setup in this video. Take a look at that gear, boys. Didn't think I was capable of achieving such massive gains on an Iron Man, now did ya, boys? Well, guess what? I did. And this is only the beginning. Here is our final stats for the episode, boys. We're almost at that base level of 70 attack, strength and defense, which will look pretty savage. And now that our gear is looking good, it's time to level up some of our skills and unlock some more quests. If you boys enjoyed this video, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button down below. And if you would like to help support me as a creator, boys, please consider becoming a channel member, where you will unlock these iconic badges and emotes. Oh, and don't forget, boys, I'm an Ironman now, which means I'm 50 times better than you. And 1000 times smarter than you. Ironman, by the way. Ha 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 ha, wow.